Immediately a Superman punch off the fence.
Oh, my goodness.
That little, whoa, to his credit, taken. Flying knee.
Michel Pereira became a viral internet sensation even before the UFC.
Wow.
Now he is captivating the fans inside the octagon.
Oh, my goodness.
The Brazilian ninja has adapted a dance fighting style they call capoeira, and he's about to display his skills in the cage once again.
Officially.
It's the perfect time to recall this extravagant striker's way to the ultimate promotion. Pereira grew up on the streets of the Brazilian town of Tucumã in a family of farmers. At the age of 12, he started practicing karate. 4 years later, Michel added Brazilian jiu-jitsu to his training and eventually got a black belt. The young talent also got into another national martial art, capoeira, which combines moves from acrobatics, striking, and dancing. MMA history knows very few successful examples of utilizing capoeira at the highest level in martial arts, but Michel would become an exception at last. During the first 3 years of his career, he amassed an 11-4 record on the regional scene, and at the age of 21 ended up in local promotion XFC. Fighting under the nickname Demolidor, or The Destroyer, he had 2 solid performances.
Michel Demolidor no compasso, fantástico, acompanhar com a gente, XFC na edição!
At the same time, the soft toy that the Brazilian had been carrying with him as a mascot since the start of his career hit the cameras for the first time. After establishing himself in his native Brazil, Pereira began to wander around the world with varying success. He fought in Asia and Europe, winning the SBC welterweight title along the way. Following his submission victory in 51 seconds, Michel received an invitation from the major Korean organization Road FC. The matchmakers paired him with Young Hae-jun, who won 4 of his last 5 fights. The bout took place in the middleweight division. Pereira showcased all his capoeira skills. He threw Superman punches, danced Jenga, and displayed astonishing acrobatics. In the second round, the Korean had success on the ground, but in the third, the Destroyer lived up to his nickname.
미첼 페레이라입니다.
With a record of 20-8, still chasing the big dollar, the Brazilian received a tempting offer from Serbia. The SBC promotion, where Michel had already been the champion at 170 pounds, was looking for a challenger for the middleweight title. Pereira accepted the showdown against an undefeated striker, Duško Todorović, without hesitation. In the middle of the round, Michel connected with a decent right hand, but the Serb managed to pressure his opponent to the fence. When the fighters disengaged, Duško began to methodically pick the Brazilian apart, ending the night with a flurry of punches. Despite the defeat, Pereira seized the opportunity to grab a paycheck and was back at the Road FC cage just 2 weeks later. He stood across from Won Jun Choi, who had a 3-1 record.
All right, let's go.
The fighters got into an exchange at the very beginning.
Pereira on the back foot, then he can't do his kind of unorthodox thing.
Oh.
He clipped him.
Pereira quickly adjusted his right cross and fired the kill shot.
Back again.
Oh!
What
a knockout.
That's a big right hand. Wow.
Right hand.
The Brazilian scored the fastest knockout in his career and got loud cheers from the local crowd.
Oh, Wow.
And he does backflips.
Yeah, this guy.
He does 3 backflips.
Wow.
2 months later, he returned to Korea to fight Da-Soon Kim, a sacrificial lamb with a 4-5 record. Kim was walking forward in a body-positive mood, dropping low kicks. Pereira quickly figured out how to make it entertaining for the fans.
Right hook.
Oh, he just.
Kim has practiced jiu-jitsu for you.
Oh! This is the backflip.
That's
No stomping.
Having got back to his feet, the Korean threw an unexpected scissor kick, but after that, the fight turned into target practice.
About just knocked down one chair with one of those lunging punches. This one's just edging his way forward. There he gets knocked down.
That's on Kim, keeping him off. And another one.
Wow. Flashy, wow, on the side.
To Kim's credit, he continued to push the action and didn't shy away from exchanges.
Here. Dezo takes one.
Yeah,
You are absolutely right. He is durable. He takes a front kick.
But the skill gap was just too wide.
This is just.
Oh, a big right hand. Yeah, the distance
This
really.
is bad.
Oh, this is not
That's
good.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
it.
Pereira's flips went viral, crossing the ocean and getting the UFC's attention.
Wow. Flashy.
The 25-year-old Brazilian signed a contract with the Ultimate Promotion, and his debut was scheduled for May of 2019. His opponent, the Brit Danny Roberts, with a 5-3 record in the UFC. Pereira was set to immediately prove that his style works not only in Korea.
Man can box, and he's showing some well-roundedness. He gets cracked there. There we go.
He used Ao de French from Capoeira, consistently surprising his foe with unusual footwork and Superman punches. As a result, the Brazilian got the finish in the very first round.
To his credit, taking the flying knee. Michel Pereira.
A flying knee brought Michel his first victory in the octagon and Performance of the Night bonus.
Right down the middle. Taking the flying knee.
Pereira's next opponent was former Rise FC champion Tristan Connolly. The Brazilian striker expected an easy victory and entertained the audience with a signature breakdance. But the Canadian fella had his own plans.
Tonight be several rounds.
Michel, in his usual manner, had fun, mocking his opponent
The Superman punch off the fence.
Oh my goodness. What in the world is happening? He's got Conley a little free too. Oh my Lord.
and driving the Vancouver crowd crazy. However, Connolly ate the Brazilian's best combos.
Oh my goodness. If you're gonna break somebody, oh, big knee.
Body shot to right hand.
The destroyer was impressive, yet inefficient. Tristan managed to impose his grinding style, to which Pereira had no answer. He combined non-stop pressure on the feet with grappling.
Card on ESPN+.
Nice right hand by Tristan Conley. Him to try to get his own takedown. Performance by both of these guys with Tristan shots.
There's the horn.
And got the W on the scorecards. Pereira learned his lesson, and 5 months later was back in the octagon. This time his dancing partner was the nightmare from Albuquerque, Diego Sanchez, who was in the twilight of his career. During the stare-down, Diego was his usual intense self, but his recent training footage bewildered a lot of fans.
Run at him too, look.
No time.
Michel took the lead, actively working on the body.
More than a 40% clip, does so there and finishes with a knee to the body. And another one. And now he's
He didn't miss a chance to enchant the crowd with his signature tricks.
Many more of those.
Diego looked like in his mind he was taking an exam of his coach's goofy, secret techniques.
runs forward. Another chance there.
Good job of reeling himself in.
Look at Diego just
All signs pointed to an inevitable Pereira victory.
as we approach 30 seconds to go. Flying knee. Takedown. Yeah, up kick.
No, that's legal.
Whoop. Was waiting on that.
But Michel got himself in trouble trying to finish the bout and illegally kneed his grounded opponent in the head.
Oh, he sits him down.
Oh, he was on the ground.
Sanchez got up and the referee gave him time to recover, but Diego was no stranger to old-school Mikhail Glukhov tactics.
Mikhail Gazayev! Мы взяли его хитростью. I will,
Diego understands
take
the
it up with
rules.
the commission.
Pereira lost the fight by disqualification. The Brazilian decided it was time to revise his fighting style and be more efficient. In September of 2020, he was scheduled to throw down with a Russian striker, Zalim Imadaev. The fighter stirred up fan interest with a skirmish at the weigh-in. Imadaev slapped him in the face. Pereira promised to get revenge in the octagon. Inside the cage, Michel was one step ahead of his adversary, even throwing the patented Anthony Pettis Showtime kick.
Oh my goodness.
And messing with his opponent's head.
He's got Imadaev.
This time he looked like an upgraded version of himself.
Right frame of mind. Oh my goodness.
Zalim fought back, but Pereira's advantage kept escalating by the minute.
Big hole right now for Zalim Imadaev, and that was a beautiful jab.
And so did his confidence. The Brazilian capoeirista even reminded Imadaev of his bad behavior at the stare-down, getting revenge.
Oh, he just slapped him, Johnny just slapped him.
Wanting to squeeze out more action from the opponent, Michel went for a high-amplitude suplex with 30 seconds left on the clock. He took the backside and got the rear naked choke.
Stop! Michel Pereira!
This impressive victory not only brought moral satisfaction, but also resulted in a $50K performance of the night bonus. The Destroyer's progression has not gone unnoticed. Pereira was placed on the final card of 2020 against Kalen Williams, who had scored killer knockouts in his last 2 UFC appearances.
Look at those thighs, my word.
Fights on. Here we go, folks. Don't blink.
Williams was patient
Before bursting into the UFC in 2019, heavy hands from
and had success on the counter,
The shot. Oh! Up against the fence, and then when he's got nowhere to run.
but Pereira adapted his boxing
Close round. Nobody land much stuff.
Close round. Neither guy's really taking an advantage. But if I was to judge,
aimed a couple of capoeira moves,
To try to go chase something from the southpaw stance, does not get countered.
and used his wrestling to secure the final round.
mixing it in.
busy on the ground here as Williams tries to fend him off. Big statement made through the final minutes. Couple of takedowns and ground.
It was another important victory, this time by decision.
Michel Demolidor!
In 2021, fighting was not on Pereira's mind, as he decided to marry a jewelry store owner. Still, that summer he couldn't resist the temptation to lock horns with a creative brawler, Nico Price.
Oh, now some hammer fists.
This fight clock.
The American KO specialist relied on his wrestling and control in the clinch.
We've seen Pereira do this a lot.
Pereira showed improved takedown defense and sharp attacks on his feet.
Nice jab.
Authentic content, in-depth original programming, and unique access to live events, all in one.
In the second round, he knocked Price off balance and, in his usual style, literally somersaulted into the mount, getting a huge pop from the crowd. Michel demonstrated that he was just as dangerous on the ground as in the stand-up. However, Price defended himself well and almost got an Achilles lock. The fighter started the final round with a spectacular brawl.
That was close. I think look at this.
Nico Price is forcing a dog.
Pereira was visibly tired after all the acrobatics
Takes more.
and gave up the initiative.
Beautiful jab by Price.
Oh my goodness.
By the final bell, both guys could barely stand. Price won the third round, but due to the first 10 minutes, the Brazilian got the nod by unanimous decision. At the start of 2022, Pereira was supposed to fight Muslim Salikhov in a very intriguing clash, but the King of Kung Fu was forced to withdraw. He was replaced by Andre Fialho, a Sanford MMA student from Portugal with a 14-3 record.
Is brought to you by Timex official.
Pereira kept probing his enemy's defense with body kicks
Is when he starts to get that. He just
and intercepted the attacks of the Portuguese fighter.
I mean, how do you get someone to emulate?
Fialho, to his credit, was good at timing his shots.
Goodness. Oh my God.
Still, Michel's single blows reached their target.
Early in this round, 2 minutes in.
So did his combinations.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Oh my goodness. So we still got 3 to go. Look at that.
Good.
Oh my God.
to the style of Andre Fialho and being such a great boxer. We don't see him kick.
By the third round, Fialho couldn't keep up with his mobile opponent, getting caught coming in.
This is what Henry hooked wants.
Oh, good right hand.
The fighters closed out the final chapter with a vigorous exchange in the pocket.
Performances, Andre Fialho.
Oh, they're throwing down at the end here.
At the end of 15 minutes, Pereira celebrated a landslide decision victory.
Body shot with the left right hand straight, then another right hand. Just shows you the explosiveness and the special talent.
On a 4-fight winning streak, Pereira for the first time got a ranked opponent, Santiago Ponzinibbio. The Argentine finisher held the 14th spot at the time with 15 career KOs.
Got him down and then couldn't hold him. Discouraged him, and that's it.
Santiago to stop Michel Pereira's winning streak.
During the first minutes, Michel connected with a couple of right crosses.
Moves on the next. Right?
Oh boy. Right hand.
Added a few tips to the body.
Taking some of the wind out of the
Direction that he's heading.
Again, nice body shots.
And then reminded Santiago of his right hand again.
That'll
Light
slow
kicks
down.
would help.
Kicks.
He turned from the destroyer into the matador.
Taking a much stronger
A bit too, guys. You know what I mean? Oh.
Pereira threw punches from different angles, but ate a few shots along the way.
Forward motion, nice jab and a right hand.
Get his back up against the fence.
Well, when
Nice.
By the final round, tensions were rising.
That's what show.
The head kick there. Oh, now a big right hand for Pereira.
Ponzinibbio tried to lure Michel into an exchange in the pocket.
Oh!
Neither fighter wanted to give up in the last minutes.
It's going to come down to the line, I think. Right now where it's like, okay, we've got...
Oh! Big left hook for Ponzinibbio.
The battle ended with a spectacular spurt from Santiago.
Oh, good jab there for Ponzinibbio. He's turning it up, John.
Oh, and he caught Pereira there, an absolute war.
The judges were split on this one, but in the end, the referee raised Pereira's hand.
Demolidor Pereira!
Despite 11 losses on his record, Pereira is now on a winning streak. He burst into the top 15 and secured his place in the main cards. Michel is no longer jumping from one promotion to another. He is focused on polishing his fighting style by adding some strategy and patience to acrobatic moves. At 28 years old, the Brazilian striker has enough skills and experience to break into the elite in the near future, and certainly raise the level of endorphins in the audience.
Oh! Keeping him off. And another one.
Wow.
That little fucking whoa. Wow, Superman punch after some fancy taking. Oh! Flying knee. Immediately Superman punch off the fence. Guys.
I'm so gone. Faded up a 30 rack. So on like a light switch.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing wrong with the way it's just